Today, I'm going to share with you the 5 most common mistakes that I see e-com brands making in their email marketing funnels. My name's Alex Jones, and after helping multiple 7-figure e-com brands generate hundreds of thousands of dollars across various different niches, these are the 5 most common mistakes that I see that I don't see a lot of people talking about. And it doesn't have to do with writing the perfect copy, sending to 100 different segments, or spending hours and hours creating the perfect email design. And I'm not only going to share with you the 5 most common mistakes that I'm seeing in these e-com email marketing funnels, but I'm also going to tell you exactly how you can fix them by the end of this video. Let's get into it. All right, let's get straight into mistake number 1, which is underperforming pop-up forms. Most e-com brands right now are sitting around a 3% conversion rate on their pop-up, which is not very good. If you don't optimize your pop-up form, literally everything else is going to suffer. If you can take this 3% conversion rate to a 9% or a 12%, you're going to get a 3 to 4 times increase on people coming into your welcome flow. You're also going to have a 3 to 4 times increase on the rate at which you're growing your email list, which is going to mean you're going to be able to send up more people in campaigns. You're going to end up having more people going through all of your flows, and you're just going to be getting a whole lot more revenue than if you just have a 3% pop-up. So what should your pop-up actually look like? Here's some good examples from a bunch of different brands. We have a mystery discount awaits, reveal mystery, want 10% off. Let's see if we can present this and actually look at this. So this is mobile views here. Mystery discount awaits, reveal mystery, want 10% off, continue, unlock 10% off your first order, unlock 15% off your order, and we're back to the beginning. And again, want 10% off. This is the desktop view now. And you'll see that what all of these have in common is they have very minimal copy. They're not asking a lot. It's just straight to the point. Unlock 15% off your order. They don't have like sign up for exclusive deals and this and this and that. They don't need that. That's already implied when they're signing up for your email list. They're going to get exclusive deals and things like that. So you don't need to put that on there, and you don't want to add too much information. Another thing is a lot of these take up a lot of space on the screen. This is what your pop-up should look like. And now, what are some A/B tests that you should run on them, right? So you want to test the offer first, and you can test X dollars off, X% off. You can test a mystery discount, or you could also test giving them free shipping. If free shipping is something that you already offer to people, you could put that onto your pop-up and see what your conversion rate would be there without actually giving out any sort of discount. And then another thing you should test is time delays. So you can test 4 seconds versus 6 seconds. Once you have the winner there, let's say 6 seconds wins, test 6 seconds versus 8 seconds. And also micro commitments. So just like the pop-up above from Burga, which is this one here, I believe, right? Yeah. Mystery discount awaits. Yes, reveal the mystery. So you have to, like, you're not going to put in your email on this page. You have to say, yes, I want to see the mystery before you actually put in your email. So it's getting a micro commitment right out the bat. And once somebody clicks this and goes on to enter their email, they're going to be more likely to finish filling out the pop-up form because they've already said yes to one thing. Again, they can be like, want 15% off, and then have a button that just says yes. And then once they hit yes, it brings them to a page where they can put in their email. And the last thing that you can test here is full page versus a pop-up. I don't have any full page examples here. All of these are pop-ups, but essentially it would just be the entire page without being able to see the website in the background. It's a full page. So that is something else that you can test. All right, let's get into mistake number 2, which is a weak welcome flow. Having a very strong welcome flow is one of the highest leverage things that you can do in your entire email marketing strategy. And the reason why is because when somebody comes through your welcome flow, oftentimes it's going to be the very first encounter they've had with your brand. And as we all know, first impressions make a huge difference. So what you really want to focus on is making sure that the branding aligns across all platforms. You want to make sure that the messaging is the same as the messaging that you're getting, that people are getting in their ads. You want to make sure that the design matches the website, and you just want to make sure that it's a very good first impression. You want to make sure that you're building yourself up as an authority in the space, making them trust you, showing them different pieces of social proof why your brand is better than others. And if we come over here to this ice barrel example, as you can see in their ads, they were talking about how it, soothes soreness, reduces inflammation, boosts your mood, reduces stress, 2.5x increase in dopamine, all of these things. And then you get into their welcome email and it just says, get colder and feel better. And you scroll down and it doesn't say anything else except get colder and feel better again. So this doesn't align with what people are coming from. They're coming from the ads. They're looking for, reduced inflammation and a boost in their mood. And they're not really seeing that in the first email. And then you get into the second and you see some okay reviews and testimonials, best thing ever, love it, which is okay, but I've seen better testimonials from this brand where people are saying that it's life-changing and things like that. So if you can get reviews like that tell a much better story than just best thing ever, that would be good also. But instead of just saying get colder and feel better, you really want to come in here and speak more about the unique selling points that your brand has and build yourself up as the top brand, the authority, build trust with people. So fully insulated upright cold therapy for optimal recovery. That's something that people were coming for. Benefits for your mood, metabolism, and circulation. Another thing people were coming for. And trusted by athletes, trainers, and wellness. So building trust again here. This was an email that we remade for them as an example, and it aligns with their ads a whole lot better. And now another thing that I'm going to touch on later is this call to action button in their welcome email is below the fold. So when you open up the email, you actually have to scroll to be able to even click the call to action button. So another thing that we did is move that up higher in the email. So if we come back over here, let's talk about how to actually nail that first welcome email. So this is a little framework that I created for that first welcome email around 8 months ago. And it's the same one that we use in this iSparrow example here. You want to welcome them to the brand straight out the gate. And then deliver the discount with no extra friction immediately after that. And if you can, you would use some sort of unique call to action button right below the discount code. Again, not below the fold, right underneath the discount code. So we got shop now, play later here. We have the number one product in the hero image right below that. And then we give some social proof. So this was the number one golf travel bag on tour, and we gave that right away. And then we'll go into the unique selling points of your brand here. Short subheader that's unique to the brand, some best sellers, restate the discount, and a final call to action. Something that I would change on this email is making these call to action buttons. So like you can see in the iSparrow example, all of these have their own shop now button. That is something that is pretty important, and it'll increase your click-through rate. And overall, the very first email in the welcome flow is the most important. If you could run an A/B test on that, once a week and make sure that you get that email perfect, you'll be set. That first welcome email really, like I said, it makes the first impression, and it's going to drive 90% of the results from your entire welcome flow. So put all of your time and effort into making sure that you get this right. And moving on to mistake number 3, which is buttons too low. And I just touched on this, but here's the thing. People's attention spans are literally fried. They're watching TikTok and Instagram Reels and YouTube Shorts and Facebook Reels. They're watching all of these short form content all day long, and they're not coming to read your entire email. They just aren't. So when people open your email, you really have a few seconds to get your point across and get them to click the button. And if they just open it and they're like, all right, cool, welcome to iSparrow, get cool to feel better, cool. That'd be cool to feel better. Maybe I'll come back and, shop with them one day. And they don't scroll. They just click this button, go back to watching TikTok. But if you can have a button right here and it says, welcome to iSparrow, get colder, feel better. And they're like, oh, cool, I want to feel better. Click. Now they're on the website. now the website can take it from there, right? So a lot of people are like, there will be people that scroll down and need more convincing. They're going to read the why choose this brand, look at some of the things. But the people that aren't, you want to give them the option to just click on that button as soon as they open the email. Super important. Without that, your click-through rate's going to be much lower than it could be. You're not going to be making as many sales as you could. So just make sure you put the button higher in the email. It's not a hard fix at all. And moving on to mistake number 4, which is not testing your flows. Without testing, you will literally never uncover the true potential of your flows, all of them, not just your welcome flow, your abandoned cart, your post-purchase, your abandoned checkout, browse minute, side abandonment, all of them. People put a lot of time into creating their flows, and I'm sure you've done the same, but then they just let them run without touching them, which makes no sense at all. They check back on them, and week after week, and the performance hasn't changed. It's the exact same, and it's because they're not testing anything. If nothing changes, nothing changes. So you can't just sit there and wait for your email marketing revenue to go up. You have to test. So what I want you to do as soon as this video is done is start running a minimum of 1 A/B test per week on your flows. Again, this can be on that first welcome email. It can be on the first email in your abandoned checkout. It can be on your post-purchase emails. It doesn't matter. Just run a minimum of 1 A/B test per week. Your revenue is going to thank you. And you're going to find something that makes a 10% difference here, 30% here. And then every once in a while, you're going to find something that just doubles the revenue of the entire flow. Start testing. And here are lots of things that you can start A/B testing with. You can A/B test your subject lines. You can A/B test the sequence and timing of the flows. How many emails are in the flow? You can add some onto your flows. You can test the frequency between emails in a sequence. So let's say you got the first welcome email. Are we going to send an email 24 hours later, or is it going to be 48 hours later? Which one performed better? And then the delay before actually triggering the flow in general, like the abandoned cart. Is the abandoned cart better sent an hour after somebody abandons their cart or 4 hours? Test these things. Because it's different for all brands. It really is. If I could give you a, one-size-fits-all answer that works 100% of the time, I would. But it's different across all brands, and we're testing for all of our clients as well. So another thing that you can test is email design and format. So you can try plain text emails from the founder, or more heavily designed emails with lots of images or lots of text is also another one that you can test. So it can be designed with and it can be a design email and still be pretty text heavy, or it can be just almost all images. What you'll find is if you're like a clothing brand, you'll probably want to go more towards image heavy designs, kind of showing off your clothing and things like that. But again, you want to test all of these things. And then call to action buttons. You can test buy now, shop now, shop the sale. Why not test the call to action text? It's not hard to set up an A/B test on that. You just change a couple words and test it. And also you can test the number of call to actions in the email. Obviously, you're going to want to have one at the top. I would say have one at the bottom, but then how many you have between that, test that also. And then start testing offers and incentives inside of the flows. Let's say in the abandoned checkout, towards the end of the flow, you can test a percentage discount versus a dollar amount discount versus free shipping. You can also use, scarcity tactics like limited time offers. You want to test your coupon code placement as well. Something that would be interesting to test is if you just add a banner at the top of all of your emails, saying what the discount is. That way, if they just open it, it's right at the top, they can see it. Email length and copy style, and also some personalization elements such as, dynamic content based on previous purchase history, using their first name, and also personalized product recommendations versus just showing best sellers. So all of these are great things to start A/B testing in your flows. And if you start testing all of these with one test per week, that's all it takes. One test per week, your revenue really will thank you. I promise. So start testing. All right, moving on to mistake number 5, which is inadequate post-purchase flows. The worst thing that you can do is just assume that because your product is so good, people are going to buy from your brand again. That couldn't be further from the truth. If somebody buys from you and they don't hear from you from the time that they buy to the time that your product shows up on their doorstep, the entire time in between, they're going to be regretting their decision, wondering when it's going to show up, thinking, did I just waste my money? Did I get scammed? This, that, and the other. And it's really going to hurt the customer experience with your brand. But if you can send somebody an email right after they purchase and give a personalized thank you, send them an email a couple days later that, tells them exactly how to use the product they purchased, how to care for it, how to get the most out of it, things like that. That's really going to build up your brand value. It's going to make you seem more trustworthy. It's going to get them excited for the product that's coming. And it's just going to create a much better experience for the customer with your brand in general. So a poor post-purchase flow or poor post-purchase flows leads to missed opportunities with repeat purchasers. They probably won't buy again if they don't have a good experience with you. Loss of brand loyalty. They might have liked you before. They were excited, and then you didn't talk to them, so now they don't like you. Failure to reinforce your brand value. Less engagement, social proof. You're not going to be able to collect testimonials from these people that were going to like you if you were just nice to them after they bought from you. And the LTV, your LTV is going to go down, all because you weren't nice to your customer. So what should you do? You should immediately reinforce the purchase that they just made with your brand. Send them a personalized thank you, like I said before, from the founder or from the team, making the customer feel appreciated and special. And then a day or 2 days later or 3 days later, again, test these things. Send them a very clear product education email. You can have a video inside of the email, but it should show them exactly how to care for their product or get the most out of it, how to use it, everything like that. And this is very, very, very much going to increase the satisfaction that the person has with your brand, and it's also going to reduce the amount of returns that you have. And a good example of this would be with a jewelry brand that we worked with in the past. We sent them an email telling them how to care for the jewelry and how to make it last as long as possible so it didn't tarnish. So add that in to your post-purchase flow. And then another thing that you want to add in is cross-selling related products. So let's say you sell couches. You want to cross-sell a recliner that could go in the living room with that couch. Or you sell pickleball paddles, cross-sell the little eraser that cleans the pickleball paddle surface, or the edge tape that keeps the paddle in good condition, or things like that. And then also request reviews. But you want to make sure it's at the right moment. Usually once they've already used the product, ask them to leave a review or make content with it or anything that is going to boost social proof. And another thing is to send timely replenishment reminders. So if you have something where let's say like a skincare item, and people usually go through it in, 45 days, they're out of their face moisturizer, right? Send timely replenishment reminders that hit them right about when they're running out of their product. And that is going to help you make a lot more revenue also. All right, so what should you do right now? First thing I want you to do is go set up a new A/B test on your pop-up. Remember to minimize the friction, and that clarity wins. Again, this is going to give you a 3 to 4x increase on your welcome flow revenue and also the rate at which your email list is growing. So you're going to be getting a lot more revenue through email just by fixing your pop-up. Now that you have these extra people coming through your pop-up and coming into your welcome flow, you need to have your welcome flow being as optimal as possible. So I'm going to drop the link to this doc in the description. What I want you to do is go to the doc and follow the outline that I gave you on that first welcome email. That first welcome email is going to drive 90% of the results for the entire flow. So make sure you get that one right. Start A/B testing on that flow first. Another thing that I want you to focus on is optimizing your button placement. So if you already have a lot of your flows built out, just go in. It's a super easy A/B test. Just move your buttons up higher in the flow and see which one starts converting better and which one has a higher click-through rates. That should instantly lift some of your revenue. And then again, a minimum of one A/B test in the flows per week. Start with the welcome flow, like I said, but then start A/B testing the first email in the abandoned cart, in the abandoned checkout, in the post purchase. That one you don't need to do A/B test quite as much because it's just personalized. Thank you. But just start A/B testing in all of your flows, minimum of one time per week. And then prioritize your post purchase. If you're not already immediately sending a thank you email when somebody buys, get that in there. If you're not educating them, get that in there. And if you're not encouraging reviews, start collecting more reviews, start cross-selling smartly, and add in those replenishment reminders. All right, so those were some of the most common mistakes that I've seen while working with 6- and 7-figure e-com brands and how you can fix them for yourself. But if you're a little too busy, you don't want to set up all of these A/B tests per week, and you want somebody to do all of this for you, I guarantee that I can add 25 to 100K to your monthly revenue through email marketing in 60 days. And if not, I'll give you a full refund plus buy you tickets to your favorite sports team. So click that link in the description, book a call with me, and I'll see you soon.